If you want to be great like MJ, practice mindfulness. Don't take it from me. Take it from one of the greatest coaches of all time, Phil Jackson.
In the Zen Master, Phil Jackson.
As the head coach of the Chicago Bulls from 1989 to 1998 and the LA Lakers from 1999 to 2011, Phil Jackson has won 11 NBA championships, and he has mentored legendary players like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and so on. In his book titled 11 Rings, he shares his life story and his influences that have shaped his coaching career. Some of the elements that have influenced the coaching style of Phil Jackson include Tex Winter's coaching approach, Eastern philosophy, Native American spirituality, and mindfulness. What is mindfulness? According to the Vietnamese monk Thich Hanh, mindfulness is remembering to come back to the present moment. Mindfulness is the act of paying attention to the thoughts in your mind, the sensations in your body, and the present moment without critiquing or judging them. Although mindfulness has been promoted in Buddhism, Hinduism, and many Asian cultures for centuries, the use of mindfulness as a tool for better health and productivity has been popularized in Western societies by instructors like Dr. John Kabat-Zinn and George Mumford. George Mumford, in particular, was a mindfulness instructor for the Chicago Bulls, LA Lakers, and New York Knicks. He's noticed how many NBA players fail to adapt to the elite world of professional sports. Many of them were too attached to their glory days as being the superstar in their schools, and they couldn't adapt. Whether you achieve success or failure, it's best to stay detached from your euphoric highs and lowest lows. When you become too attached to your past feelings, that attachment can rob your present moment and future away from you. When you become too attached to your past wins or past losses, it'll make it harder for you to stay focused, and it'll make it harder for you to move forward. After the Chicago Bulls won their first championship, for example, a famous journalist named Sam Smith, not the one you're thinking of, wrote a book called The Jordan Rules, which portrayed the Chicago Bulls in a very negative light. A lot of the anecdotes in the book made Michael Jordan and the general manager of the Bulls in the 90s named Jerry Krause looked terrible. Jordan was obviously pissed about this, but he eventually let go of his dissatisfaction, and he didn't become obsessed with how he was portrayed in this book. Jerry Krause, on the other hand, he became obsessed about how he was perceived in the book, and he once actually told Phil Jackson that there were 176 lies about him in this book. He actually highlighted the 176 lies that he found in his copy of the book. He started to become obsessed with finding out who revealed all of these anecdotes and stories to Sam Smith. When he started to suspect Johnny Buck, the assistant coach of the Chicago Bulls, of revealing too much to Sam Smith, he actually fired Johnny Buck, which Phil Jackson thought was so absurd. This wasn't the first time where being unmindful made Jerry Krause super unprofessional in the workplace. Before the Chicago Bulls won the championship in 1991, Jerry Krause actually lost one of his exec jobs as he was fired for being unable to handle the media scrutiny when there were rumors going around about him potentially hiring a DePaul coach named Ray Meyer. In professional settings and in life in general, it's best to stay calm and stay free from your ego. Since Phil Jackson has studied psychology throughout his university years, he's actually made a lot of references to research and concepts in psychology. One of the references that he has made is to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to Maslow, the highest need of humans is the need to fulfill self-actualization. Phil Jackson wrote in his book, the basic characteristics of self-actualizers are spontaneity and naturalness, a greater acceptance of themselves and others, high levels of creativity, and a strong focus on problem solving rather than ego gratification. The problem that all the players of the Chicago Bulls have to solve was how to overcome the barriers to win a championship. Phil Jackson believes teamwork and practice coupled with mindfulness and personal development can help players win championships. To help improve the teamwork skills of his players, he encouraged them to develop group intelligence and go on group outings outside of the basketball court. He would encourage them to expand their perspectives, to be able to strategize better during games. He would invite experts like nutritionists, prison wardens, undercover detectives, and yoga instructors to show them new ways of coping with problems. Phil Jackson has ultimately encouraged his teams to work hard and practice mindfulness while trusting in each other and trusting in themselves. It was interesting to learn how Phil Jackson's approach to achieving success and winning focused more on becoming the best version of yourself and creating and maintaining an environment that enables you to become the best version of yourself and achieve self-actualization rather than blindly winning at all costs in a ruthless manner. Phil Jackson's coaching philosophy reminds me of Carol Dweck's growth mindset. According to Carol Dweck, the growth mindset focuses more on mastering the process rather than being obsessive over the end results only. Maintaining the growth mindset tends to lead to a more successful life. If you're interested in becoming a more mindful person, I highly recommend you to read this book. You don't have to be a fan of basketball to learn a lot from this book. Although, if you are a big basketball fan, this book will be an absolute joy to read. It's interesting to see how the team dynamics were like from the perspective of Phil Jackson. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this book are.